I think the biggest thing that I've struggled with for 32 years of life is, and what's funny is that this leads to a joke, but this first part is sincere.
Oh, I'm sorry for laughing.
You should be, because it's about how much I hate you. Now, I have a really addictive personality. I get addicted to things that are addictive very quickly. I have struggled with a nicotine addiction for most of my life. That's why I've never done things like gambling.
Right.
Like, I will not touch it. Loot boxes I won't fuck with, because it's like, I know it's just a matter of time.
Slippery slope right there, man.
I don't really drink very often. But like, when I worked at a Starbucks, I developed a full-blown caffeine addiction, would go through withdrawals on days off. But I developed a new addiction recently. This one, the distance is going to keep me honest.
To go with your addictions currently of cigarettes, pornography, and chicken.
Right. So I'm full-blown addiction to chicken.
Right.
It's good. You ever had it?
I have.
It's good.
It is good.
Yeah. And if I don't have it for long enough, I go crazy. But and it's been about 12 hours. So watch out. I over this last weekend, my brother Alistair and I, Alistair officiates weddings. We talked about that, I think, during the fog, or maybe the episode before. It doesn't matter. Yeah. But he officiates weddings. So he was asked to officiate a wedding in North Carolina. So he and I drove up there. But we both underestimated how much time we would have to give to that trip,
right?
And how long it would take. So we didn't really get to do anything. We went there, did the wedding, and went back. It was a 10-hour trip there, a 10-hour trip back. We had almost no wiggle room. It was 20 hours in a car. I mean, we had a great time.
Yeah. But
the addiction comes from, I am now addicted to Buc-ee's.
Oh, okay.
I fucking love Buc-ee's. It started as a bit. We were driving and you see the billboards, and he was like, oh man, we probably don't have time. I was going to say we should stop at a Buc-ee's, and I kept saying, yeah, maybe. And then we needed gas. So we did get off and we went in there, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what they were.
Right.
And so seeing it for the first time, I was like, this is huge.
Yeah, it's like, and I haven't been to one, but I've heard it's described as like a Wawa gas station that has had a baby with like a super Walmart.
Yeah, exactly. It is like if you took 5 to 10% of every department in a Walmart and took that 5 to 10% and then put it in a gas station. They have everything.
And a mascot.
Yeah. Who was a costume character that was like out on the floor.
Right.
So got a picture taken with Bucky.
Oh.
There's one in Brunswick, Georgia that we stopped at. And then it just so happened that we needed to get gas and he needed to pee and we needed food and stuff in Florence, South Carolina, which is near the border of North Carolina. So we went to Buc-ee's again.
Right.
Then on the way back, we went to both of those Buc-ee's. So in 20 hours, we went to 4 Buc-ee's trips. 2 Buc-ee's in total. I love it. It's great. I ride or die, baby. There's one in St. Augustine now, and I really want to go live there.
I think that's the one my mom hits.
Yeah.
Whenever she goes up that way.
She hits Bucky?
Yeah, man.
Right in his teeth?
Right in those big buck beaver teeth or whatever the hell he is.
He's a beaver.
Okay.
He's Bucky the beaver.
That makes sense.
And if you go to Alistair Graves' Instagram, you can see our trip documented.
Yeah, if you're not following us on Instagram or Alistair on Instagram, you miss out on the things we do as people out on the weekends sometimes. Because while you were doing that, and you guys were going on a whole adventure, I went on a spooky adventure.
Which I'm disappointed about just because it conflicted and I wasn't able to go.
Right, and you know, we couldn't help that.
No.
But I did go with our normal Scream squad or whatever you want to call them of Danny and Greg, Ryan and Brittany.
Shout outs.
And because I know that they listen. And we went to Sir Henry's Haunted Ghost Town and Barbecue.
Yeah.
For its 2nd year.
So you had barbecue, assumedly at a spooky ghost town. I had barbecue at a beaver sex pest dungeon.
Oh,
Bucky's is a pervert. Bucky's a pervert. Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah. They were very similar experiences, I would have to assume.
Yeah.
Sir Henry he's a proper gentleman.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah. But it was a shame that you didn't get to go because that was the first time you ever experienced Sir Henry's was at the Ghost Town, the original, the first time that they did it.
It was great.
And yeah, it's this interesting little idea of like, hey, what's one more bite at this apple before we basically have to shut down the event for their longest stretch. to get ready for Halloween again.
What I think is brilliant about it is what's one more bite of the apple when no one else has an apple to bite? No one else is doing anything like that right there.
No. And I think it's kind of genius in that of like, because people ask like, well, why are they doing it? It's like, well, I think it's just to kind of keep the spooky season going as long as they can.
Yeah, probably.
Because it's like you do all of, the back half of September and October for their Halloween event. And then you get like 2 months and then they do Christmas and 2 months and then they do Valentine's and then 2 months and they do Ghost Town. And then, they kind of shutter it to kind of redo and retheme and do all sorts of things. But this also kind of plays into when, strangely, this episode, I think, falls is right about where people consider halfway to Halloween.
About that 6 month point. Yeah.
Yeah. This time last year, we were talking about Halloween 3, Halloween 4. So, we're right back in the thick of things.
Yeah. I mean, when you live a life this spooky, everything is spooky. Okay, so 2 questions for you. The first one because obviously we've talked about it on the show before with Sir Henry's, where the trails are relatively similar every year because there's only so much. I mean, they are physically built out into the woods,
right?
But were they well themed? How many were there? And would you say that they were like, where do they rank compared to like Halloween or Valentine's Day?
Yeah, so they redid 2 of the trails for this one. And it was as you go into the event, anyone who's been the front right trail as you go in the front gates, and then the back left trail.
Okay.
The back left trail always gets rethemed for every single holiday that I've seen. And then they kind of alternate the other 2 depending on, what they've got going on. And the front right one was, I can't remember the title of it right now, but it was like kind of a werewolf themed one.
Cool.
So it was, we're still going through like that, skull cave and everything else that they've done for kind of the more like pirate conquistador sort of stuff that they've done in the past. But you had like werewolves and it was like the Beast of something woods or something was the name of it. And so that was cool of kind of like seeing those characters pop up in those locations in different places. And then the back one was like the long black veil. And I showed you the picture of it, but it had they had a bunch of these costume characters, but then also like mannequins made up with like the old what's the cowboy? It's not like a cowboy hat where the brim like kind of bends up. It's just very flat, straight out, and then it has the veil around the
like
the
a
face.
Preacher hat with that's pretty cool.
And so you had those, and it was very difficult at times to tell who was a mannequin and who wasn't.
Which is funny because for as many haunted houses, haunted trails, haunted whatevers that you've been through, those tricks always seem to get you.
It's simple. And, I have to commend this one performer who in the middle of that house, I was the first in line because I typically get shoved to the front there. And so I am just staring at this figure as I go around the corner and they don't move. They don't do anything. And I'm like, okay, must be a mannequin. And as I round the corner, they get the rest of our group.
Nice.
And I'm just like, that person was real?
That's a real thing on the earth. Okay, follow-up question. My only other question. How many spooky fucking kids were out there?
Not as many as you'd hope,
Well, no, it just means they got them in school.
Yeah, probably.
It's actual school, not the school of like scary hard knocks. We are your gods, ruler of the labyrinth and a Leviathan known as the Third Channel Podcast,
where we delve into the horror franchises you love from the perspectives of a lifelong horror fan
and a newbie to the genre. I'm PJ.
And I'm Derek.
And today, the only thing we're here to talk about is horror. Today's horror, Hellbound. Hellraiser 2. The only one of these that isn't Hellraiser colon something else, it's something else colon Hellraiser.
Yes, and the obsessive compulsive in me, it bothers me a great deal.
What I will say is that not only are you an obsessive compulsive, but you are also, and fans of our show will know this, a weirdo creep.
Me?
Everyone knows that. You like weird stuff. You like creepy things.
Oh.
You're a weirdo creep.
Man, you got me.
And a bit of a pervert.
What?
So what that leads me to is we haven't talked about this movie. This is one
we watched separately.
Yeah, we've done this before where you and I have not watched a second of this together so far. I mean, other than years ago when we watched
on these
it the first
rewatches.
time.
Yeah.
So I'm really dying to know what your take on this one is because of all the movies we've seen, this is one of the weirdest. It is one of the creepiest as far as many of like the very like real visuals go, how real they seem at points. And it's perverted as fuck.
Right. As these first two especially are.
Yeah, I mean, they're all a little perverted. I mean, they don't call it your mama's Hellraiser for nothing. I don't know what that was, like 3 phrases all thrown together. We are talking about Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, a movie that did not stick with me at all. The only thing I remembered about this movie, having not seen it in so long, was that there was like a creepy pervert asshole doctor. And I didn't even know what his character was like. I just remembered he became the Worm Man.
Yes.
And that's what I'm going to call him the rest of this review.
Because we did hint at that last week. And we were trying to figure that out.
Yeah. He's the wormy guy.
Yeah.
No, I like Worm. I'm sticking with Worm Man.
Worm Man.
I'm going to go with my gut on this.
Okay. I really enjoy this movie.
Okay.
As a weirdo, what'd you call me?
A weirdo creep and a bit of a pervert.
Right. Okay.
Because I don't want to just call you out and call you a pervert. That's rude.
Yeah.
But a little.
Yeah, you'll have to get to know me personally to know if that's true or not. All of you people out there.
Guys, I know him really well. And I would say like kind of, one of those.
But yeah, that being said, I do like this movie a great deal.
I'm going to surprise you here. I think I also like this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Normally things like this that dip way too into the weird column, I shy away from.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's my religious trauma from my very, very conservative Christian upbringing, or if that's just my knee-jerk reaction to pretend that I am better than the things that I don't understand.
Could be.
But here, don't just go along with me, put myself down.
I'm just furthering the conversation.
I did call you pervert like 8 times. I was surprised by how much I liked watching this one. This was one that I was not excited for the rewatch of. I was more excited to get to 3 and 4 because I think the franchise hits the sweet spot with those two where it is way beyond the pale of weird.
Yeah.
And I prefer that, I think. But this one doesn't stray too far from the original piece of, from the original entry. And I don't think it does poorly at expanding on the story at all.
Yeah.
Do you recall the first time you saw Hellbound?
So the first time I saw the first one, I think we said was like 2012, 2013, something like that. This was that same year, it looks like October, because I think I followed it up almost immediately. I don't know if that, October, they were both streaming somewhere and they were readily available.
I like to imagine because you'll watch whole franchises to catch up to it, to wait for the new one. But I'm like, 2013, it would have been one of the terrible, like, direct-to-video, not Doug Bradley ones. But, like, what if?
Yeah.
What if you saw it at Walmart and you bought it for the $5 from the bin and you're like, well, I got to watch all these first.
Yeah. No, it wasn't that because I didn't watch any of the rest of these until much later.
Yeah.
But no, these two have always been, and I don't know if it's because I watched them like that, like as a package deal, that they operate so well to me as a 1-2.
Yeah. I mean, it is the thing of, and I used to complain about this quite a bit. I don't really complain about it now because I do understand the nuanced difference of being able to binge something versus having to wait time to go see it in a theater. And not having really good access to rewatch it in that period of time. So forgetting what happens. Because like the first act of this movie has a lot of flashback and a lot of re-exposition. Yeah. But that's what we need John Keogh to do. We need John Keogh to
bridge these
make
two?
these two movies into one
Interesting.
movie.
Yeah. Because he does have a knack for doing that.
Now, what's funny is normally I would say we need John Keogh to make Hellraiser, like the franchise, into one contiguous story, but that is impossible. Even for a man with John Keogh's talent, he is simply unable to do that because it is not possible.
Right.
That is a gauntlet thrown. I don't know. If he edited all of this into like a 4-hour like mega movie, I bet it would still be crazy.
Yeah, he has cut, and we've probably mentioned this before, but he has cut all of the nightmare dream sequences from all of the Nightmare on Elm Street films into one, like, I think it runs like over an hour and a half of just all of that. And it's pretty amazing to watch.
Could you imagine?
It's just, losing your mind.
Oh, yeah. The surrealism of that has to be super trippy. But could you imagine the real world surrealism of watching like an edited together Hellraiser franchise, and you get through like that it cuts to like, what is it, Hell Game or whatever, the fifth
Hell World,
and you're just like, oh, the quality of this is so bad. Why does this look like pre-finalized dailies of Saw?
Yeah,
this is terrible.
It does have some Saw lighting.
But yeah, no, the thing about this is that everything I like, I'm struggling with these now, and I know you enjoy that I struggle with these.
I think it's hilarious.
Oh man, the thing I don't like is the order of the title, because it's, like we talked about earlier, it's Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. Time to play. Now confined to a mental hospital, young Kirsty insists her supposedly dead father is actually stuck in hell following his wife's betrayal. Few believe the young woman's lurid stories aside from the thrill-seeking Dr. Channard. Kirsty is undeterred and, with the help of a fellow patient, heads to hell for a rescue. It's like sex-perverted rescue rangers.
Yeah.
Except
everybody loves that old Disney cartoon.
Everybody loves Rescue Rangers, especially when they fight Pinhead, dude.
Yeah.
They fly that plane right into him.
That was Tailspin.
Okay, you win. Your encyclopedic knowledge of Rodentine animated adventures has once again surpassed expectation.
Baloo and Bagheera and Shere Khan from Jungle Book,
right,
were then like wartime pilots in World War I.
It's all they had the rights to.
Like, what is Tailspin?
I don't know that I've ever seen Tailspin.
It's bizarre.
Have you ever seen the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse show where they do that stupid dance?
Yeah, my nephew loves that.
Does he?
Yeah.
It's not stupid.
Yeah,
Derek's nephew. It's wonderful. And you're wonderful.
Yeah,
and the
please
things
don't
you
be
like are
listening to
important. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you're listening to this, by the way, go find your dad and your mom. And tell them you're listening to Uncle Derek's weird sex perverted show.
All about Hellbound, Hellraiser.
Oh, fuck you. That was a way better transition.
Which was released.
Okay.
At a film festival. We're back at one of these, guys. Hasn't happened in a while. But this was originally released September 9th of 1988 at the Toronto International Film Festival, TIFF, if you will. And then it was released December 23rd of 1988 in the US, which means this is a Christmas film.
Wow.
This was released at Christmas, guys.
You said TIFF. Is that like the acronym of it?
Yeah.
Would you say that the film festival is called TIFF if you nasty?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember that bit from a long time ago? That's early Third Channel when we would find film festivals and make funny names of them. So this one was released at the TIFF if you nasty. That's good.
It is directed by Tony Randel. It is written by Peter Atkins and Clive Barker.
Atkins?
Yeah. And it's, I have no idea if there's a relation.
I can't imagine there is. I'll Google it while you're talking.
And then produced by Christopher Figg. The cinematography is done by Robin Vigeon again. He was the assistant cameraman on Raiders of the Lost Ark and Temple of Doom. And then he was the director of photography on Hellraiser, Parents, The Fly 2, Nightbreed, and second unit director on Event Horizon.
Really quick, I Googled, is Peter Atkins related to Tom Atkins? And Google told me that I need to get a hobby.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's what we're doing the show for. Google.
It doesn't think it's a good one.
Oh, good God, no.
I didn't know.
We've wasted so much time.
The problem is I can't then say, well, it doesn't know me. It's like, oh, it knows everything about me.
Yeah.
And it's still choosing to judge me on my life.
Wow. Knows too much. Well, if only you could edit things out of your life like Richard Martin did on this film.
This is amazing.
I'm just gonna try bad segues the whole time. Who also worked on Frankenstein: The True Story in '73, Saturn III, Sword of the Valiant, and Hellraiser and Nightbreed. And then Tony Randel, the director of this film,
yes,
also did some uncredited editing work on both Hellraiser and Hellraiser II.
Okay.
He's the one who then later would go on to be the editor on Dino Croc versus Super Gator, Piranaconda, Shark and Saw Women's Prison Massacre, and Cobra Gator.
I still like to think that those were a punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The budget for this film, figures are a little all over the place, but $3 to $6 million is what they think.
Okay.
I know that they originally had an amount, and then things got their budget kind of got slashed, so maybe that's where it came in. But the box office for this was $12.1 million. So it was made for more than the first one, but it made significantly less. Hellraiser made $30 million. This made 12.
Okay.
Director Tony Randel, other than being an editor on those things, he directed DEFCON 4, an 85 post-apocalyptic film, Children of the Night from 91, which was a vampire movie, Amityville 1992, It's About Time, which was a 1992... I want to say it's the 6th entry in the Amityville horror film franchise. He directed Ticks, a horror film from 93.
Ugh.
Yeah. And Fist of the North Star, a martial arts, I think it's a manga adaptation.
Yeah.
He did a live action version of that in 95. The Double Born 08 thriller, and then Hybrids, a horror comedy from 2015. The story for this film is written by Clive Barker. He had also written Underworld, Rawhead Rex, Hellraiser, Nightbreed, Candyman, Candyman 2, and Lord of Illusions. And then the screenplay from that story is written by Peter Atkins, no relation, who also wrote Hellraiser 3, Fist of the North Star, Hellraiser Bloodline, Wishmaster in 97, Prisoners of the Sun in 2013.
I still need to watch Wishmaster.
Same. That's a franchise I haven't touched.
And I hear the first one's incredible. And I've just never seen it.
Producer Christopher Figg had also was the producer on Hellraiser. He will return for Hellraiser 3, Killer Tongue, Dog Soldiers, and the executive producer on Mandy, Blackwater Abyss, and Great White. And then another Christopher Young had done the music, and he's done a bunch of horror scores for The Dorm That Dripped Blood, Godzilla 1985, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, which is where we talked about him before, Invaders from Mars, the Tobe Hooper film, Hellraiser, The Fly 2, The Exorcist 3, yada, yada, yada.
This is the part of our show where we've kind of found the place to talk about the score, because it doesn't usually come up in the review. It's as good as the last one. I don't think I think it's probably all reused.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, there's more cues in this one. Apparently, whenever you first see, or anytime that you see Leviathan itself, and it has like kind of this tone that plays out of it almost, that is Morse code for God.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's something he kind of inserted into the film.
Yeah, no, it's very good. It's one of those that I don't know why. It's strange the way that the human collective works, where sometimes these scores are as memorable as you could possibly expect for something to be. And then sometimes they just are like this one where it's very good. It helps the movie. I picked up on it a couple times being like, man, this sounds really good. And I could not tell you.
Yeah,
what
I couldn't hum it
all.
to you right now.
Right. But it's good.
It is good in the film. It works very well for like the ethereal, hell being unleashed.
And it's so funny because there's so much more instrumentation and there's so much more melody. But like you ask me fucking Halloween as a bump, bop, bop, bop. I do that all day. Jaws, same thing, just different.
Yeah, it is the same thing, but different.
It's the same. Okay. I don't have to explain myself to you.
No, please don't.
Or the audience,
Please
by
don't.
the way. This show's only for me.
New World Pictures greenlit Hellbound while the first film was still in post-production.
Okay.
They were really happy with, some of the early dailies on that. So it kind of not only boosted the budget of that first film, but it also was just like, this is going to do well, and if it does, we're already got you on the sequel.
Yeah, great.
But because of the limited budget of the first film, Clive Barker and producer Christopher Figg felt that there were many unanswered questions left behind that a sequel could then, flesh out. But due to the stressful experience of making his first film with Hellraiser, Clive Barker chose not to return as director, but he remained on as the executive producer and the story writer for this one.
Okay.
So American novelist and screenwriter Michael McDowell was also in talks to write the screenplay and direct, but I thought this was interesting. Rewrites on Beetlejuice and some health issues had him bow out early in pre-production. So
there's our Beetlejuice similarity.
There's a tie in there.
There's a bunch of Beetlejuice similarities in this bit too.
Yeah, wormy guys,
weird long corridors that don't make any sense, that are all like weird Dutch angles.
Yeah,
some of the best matte paintings you could pay for.
The matte paintings in this movie.
Yeah, dude,
they're so good. American filmmaker Tony Randel, a longtime New World Pictures employee and an uncredited editor on the first film, was then hired to direct due to his experience working with Clive Barker. Hellbound would be his directorial debut. So this franchise is just, one right after the other, giving people their first shot at the director's chair. But he had previously done uncredited directing work on DEFCON 4 and Godzilla 1985. Peter Atkins, the associate producer of, or an associate of Barker's, I should say, from his days as a playwright, was hired to write the script. It originally featured the return of Larry Cotton, but Andrew Robinson, the actor, declined to reprise his role. Several reasons were given, including disagreements over fees and then a clash of schedules, but nothing has ever really been confirmed.
Can I just say on this topic, because it's something I was going to bring up in the review, but this feels like a good time. With him being gone, something that the movie does that I think they might have worried about, but I think really makes the movie bleaker. And something that I like the story told even more as a result. The entire premise of Kirsty going to hell is to save him. They don't even see him.
No,
you fail. Your protagonist fails her mission exceptionally badly, and it's like it's like hell is unknowable. You think you're gonna just come in here and find what you're looking for, but you're not.
Yeah.
And I love it. I think it plays to the benefit. You know what? Oh, wow. Weirdly, another comparison to Beetlejuice. But in this time, it's Beetlejuice. But that's because Mr. Dietz is a real life sex pervert.
Oh, right.
And he was like weird with minors, right? He's like a sex offender.
Yeah.
So that's the funniest way you could have handled that possibly, is you have the character in it, but he has been murdered and he is headless the entire time, so you don't have to pay that guy.
Yeah.
That's fucking
and you do
hysterical.
all of his bits in stop motion.
Yeah. I don't love that movie, but that I really think is very funny.
Yeah. If there was a way to get around it, that was, I guess, the way.
Yeah.
It's funny that you brought that up about, kind of the reasoning behind not having that actor back, because Peter Atkins, the writer, he said that though he liked Robinson as an actor, he was relieved that he had declined to come back because it made the narrative work a lot better in his finished project. And then a more elaborate backstory for Pinhead had been scripted, but was cut due to lack of funds after the budget was slashed. Because these were filmed so close together, most of the film crew from the first film returned, including the cinematographer and the effects designer, Bob Keane. Special makeup effects, Bob Keane. He had done work on Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. He also did all this is makeup effects for Tobe Hooper's sci-fi horror film Life Force. He worked on Highlander, which is what got him the job on Hellraiser. He did Waxwork 2. He worked on Candyman. He worked on Warlock, the Armageddon, which is either the third or fourth in the Warlock franchise, I think. He did effects on Dungeons and Dragons, the 2000 film with
Jeremy Irons.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then work on Dog Soldiers in 2002.
God, I love that movie.
Love
so
that
much.
movie. Filming took place mainly at Pinewood Studios. Pinewood is the famous studios in the UK where Star Wars was filmed.
Harry Potter too. Yeah,
I believe so. Most Pinewood is where you want to shoot movies.
Yeah, Pinewood is the Sony lot or the Paramount lot here.
Yeah. Heatherton Hall in Iverheath, Buckinghamshire, was used for the exterior shots of the Channard Institute the few times that you get to see it.
I think the way you said those had to have been just spot on.
Uh-huh.
You did it.
I did it, guys.
Did you take a name class?
Yeah, that's what I actually did over the weekend.
You went to night school to learn how to say names.
I'm like, you don't understand. I'm making a fool of myself week after week on this show.
And they're like, what show? And you're like, well, I'm glad you asked. And for those of you, the teachers and professors at Derek's Night School who taught him how to say names, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe, rate and review.
Thank you for what you did to me and for me, I guess.
Yeah. To me.
This film was due to have a much larger budget, but it was decreased after financial issues with New World Pictures. Tony Randel claims that the dark tone of the film reflected his own mindset on the world at the time of this making. And then we come to our Cenobites. So Clive Barker had developed, elaborate backstories for the Cenobites in the first film, but their origins were never explored due to limited budget. So in this sequel, they that had already kind of been planned before. Barker wanted to make sure that at the very least the audience understood that the Cenobites were once human and that their own vices is what led to them becoming demons. The element that was meant to underline the story of Frank and Julia and their corruption by lust, with the latter intended to become the ultimate villain of the series. However, after the first film was released, Pinhead proved to be much more popular with audiences. So the screenplay was kind of changed and he became the center point of any future sequels. But I know that is something that, Clive Barker and Doug Bradley going into that first movie knew that, Pinhead was human at some point.
Sure. I guess I always assumed that within the context of the first movie.
Well, it's something that I think is like this weird sticking point for a lot of people who they dislike this in this movie. And I think it's even fleshed out more in the next.
I don't understand how you could possibly dislike the thing that grounds them to the audience so that it makes them scarier. Them being happy with their lot, being happy of the torture they've obviously subjected themselves to, that's more frightening. I just think that's better. And also, I think it's more interesting that you get the comparison because they're talking to her and trying to lure her in the whole time. And then it gives you, and
we also get a human to Cenobite transformation in this film. Like you get that answer of how it kind of can happen.
Right. And it adds it all together. It comes full circle, but then it almost makes it more sinister that they're trying to convince her to come with them. Because it's like, these were guys. He was a soldier. And now it's like, look at how much better we are as she's got like a split open, like as close to a vagina visually as you can have in your neck without, an adult ratings board issue.
Oh, no boxes. Such a shame.
No more delays, Kirsty. No more teasing. Time to play.
Time to play.
Wait.
No more deals, Kirsty. It is your flesh we want to experience, not your skill at bargaining.
No deals. Just information. Just information.
Go on. But trick us again, child. And your suffering will be legendary, even in hell.
That's like my least favorite line delivery in this entire movie.
Really?
No, not his.
Oh, okay.
Hers. No, it's because I don't know why in the first movie she's like her terror and everything is super believable, and in this movie there are parts where Ashley whatever's performance as Kirsty starts to kind of fall apart a little bit. She's like just information. It's like, why do you have an attitude with them? You should be terrified.
Yeah.
He is only teeth.
Yeah.
Chitter's got eyes.
You know what my favorite line delivery in this whole movie is? Probably in the whole franchise, honestly, if I'm thinking about it. I know we talked about the Jesus Wept last week, but my favorite delivery is probably...
Here's mine. Ready? It's Butterball.
That's Butterball, baby.
Butterball, baby. Oh, man. Yeah, we start this film. with a bunch.
With a quick flashback.
Not quick. We started. We started this movie with 15 minutes. No, it's probably like 2 or 3 minutes.
No, but it's kind of like those first like 4 or the first 3 sequels of Friday the 13th, where each one ends with the final scene of the previous film.
Yeah.
They have to like catch you up on like, this stuff happened, guys.
And I don't mind it.
If you missed this last year when this film came out, here we are again.
Well, what's funny is that I think our reviews would reflect this theory I'm crafting right now, which is if we liked the movie before it, we don't mind the expositional footage.
Yeah.
If we hated the movie before it, we're like, oh, and of course,
now I have to sit through this again.
Yeah. But no, I don't. It works. And if you count the footage from the flashbacks as footage in this film, as part of this film, it is another medium of visual effects that this film uses. It uses practical special effects makeup. It uses hand-drawn, overlaid visual effects. It uses stop motion, matte paintings, and digital effects. It uses 5 forms of special effects in this movie, which is probably why it looks so fucking cool and weird. But yeah, essentially, we meet back up with our characters after our flashback stuff.
Yeah. Well, the true opening almost mirrors the opening of the original, other than the flashback. What I mean by that is we are in 1920s India, and you have a British military officer named Elliot Spencer.
Is right in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you're right.
And so he gets, because you hear the voice of the seller that we heard,
it's like, what is it that your heart
yeah,
desires?
it's like, what's your pleasure, sir?
Yeah.
And so we see this Elliot Spencer is then, very similar to Frank at the opening of the first movie. He's in the middle of this empty room in a shaft of light in the middle of it.
He's in a soldier's
on the
uniform.
floor.
It's clearly a military barracks.
Yeah. And
he's also clearly Doug Bradley.
Yeah. But maybe you don't know right off the bat.
And even if you do, it's like, is he playing 2 characters?
But he solves the cube, and then the same things happen, including I am almost certain they show the exact same hooks
in the flesh?
into the skin.
Oh, big time. It's got to be the same thing.
And he screams, and then we get, and it almost looks, because you zoom in on his mouth, just like we did with Frank, and you almost think, oh, okay, we're going to cut forward and do, but then you get like a very sped up version of him becoming Pinhead.
I also think it's interesting, and I don't know why I didn't realize this. He starts getting sliced, like his head gets sliced in those vertical and horizontal lines. And I was like, what the fuck are they doing that for? And then the nails go in, and I was like, oh, he does have those lines. I don't know why. You know what it's like? It's like one of those optical illusions where it's like a grid, and it's like one of these boxes is gray, but none of them are. But with nails and scalpel marks in a face.
Right. That old chestnut.
That old face slash.
But I like this little sequence here.
I think it's good.
And I like, it is like the perfect amount of time. Because it doesn't fill in anymore. This was supposed to be a lot more elaborate in the original budget, and then that got slashed.
But it does exactly what it needs to do.
Pun
and
intended.
I'm gonna jump forward so far to explain this, but that's all you need. He opens the box. You see in blackness, he becomes Pinhead. Later, another character is put into like a chamber, and then later they come out and they're a Cenobite. And it's like, oh, this happens in hell. Okay, cool. That's how he's become this. And it's been long enough. The other thing, though, that maybe this is what I don't like about it. I know I'm all over the place.
No, you're good. You're good.
Maybe what I don't like about it is he's a soldier, clearly in a modern, like, either, it looks like the 1900s. It looks like World War I or II.
It's supposed to be the 20s.
He talks like he has been a being forever.
And that's something that, like Doug Bradley has talked in interviews saying, Clive had told him before the first film of just like, no, he used to be human. He used to be a man. And so Doug went into it with that idea, but he didn't, the way that he says it is like, I don't know if that means he's been a Cenobite for a day, a week, a month, a year, decades, millennia. I have no idea. But I just know that deep down, buried somewhere, I was human.
Well, and I guess it's suggested that they've forgotten. So maybe there is just some, and I'm fine with it being unexplored in this. I'm fine not knowing. I'm fine with the unknowable nature of what these creatures are. Anyway, yes, that is how we open the movie, and it's good.
Yeah. It's a, quick little opening scene. And then we get, shortly after the events of the first film, where Kirsty Cotton's father, Larry, is killed by his brother, Frank. She is then taken to a psychiatric hospital.
My favorite part of this entire thing, she snaps awake. Some detective is like, "Oh, welcome back. How you doing? Your boyfriend had a bunch of crazy fucking shit that he just told us." And she's like, "Oh my God, Sam." And he's like, "Don't worry, he's fine. We let him go home." And that's the last we hear of Sam.
Yeah, that was a question we had last week of, is the boyfriend in this? Is he in the sequel? I feel like he's in the sequel. And it's like, nope.
In name only.
Yeah.
And she only cares about Sam for the first 5 seconds. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, he's fine. We sent him home. She does not fact check. She has no idea where she is. She hears a guy go, "Oh, Sam, yeah, he left." But they didn't let her leave for the exact same reasons.
Well, and then knowing kind of what we somewhat find out about Dr. Channard, who runs this place.
Yeah, is he one of those dead bodies in his house?
Possibly.
Probably even.
Kirsty Cotton, played by Ashley Lawrence, reprising her role from Hellraiser 1. She will be back for Hellraiser 3 and Hellseeker. She's also in a slasher film called Mikey from 1992 and a Lovecraftian horror film from 94 called Lurking Fear and Warlock 3. She also did an episode of the Creep Show series on Shudder.
Interesting. That's in my list. I am trying to catch up with so many fucking things, like shows right now, but that is in my list.
But yeah, she is kind of interviewed by this Detective Ronson. He's played by Angus McKinnons, who was most interesting for me enough. He's in the original Star Wars from 1977. He plays Dutch, Gold Leader.
Okay.
So of the
what a demotion.
Yeah.
Now he's got to be crazy teenager detective, man. Right. He's not a teenager detective.
No,
he's a detective for crazy teenagers.
Right. This actor was also in Superman 2 in 1980. He plays a warden. He was in the 1995 Judge Dredd, the Sylvester Stallone version, and then he is Sergeant Whitman in 2004's Hellboy.
Oh, okay.
So he's done some comic book stuff.
Good for him.
We are introduced first to Dr. Channard while he is doing brain surgery.
Yeah. He gives like a Frankenstein in the round moratorium about brain surgery.
Yeah.
And there's like this woman who looks terrified. And what's funny is that his dialogue really kind of mirrors Pinhead's. He says things like, we're explorers of the mind and those before us have left like clues or like a trail, but it's up to us to like go. And that's all like, we are explorers of like, whatever. We're explorers of dicks or whatever.
Yeah. That's what, you remember from last week.
We're explorers of dicks and fish hooks, baby.
But he specifically he calls the brain, as he's doing this brain surgery, he's like, the brain is like a labyrinth, thus setting up the labyrinth of the finale.
Which has
he
David
also
Bowie.
uses, he also uses this tool to like drill into this person's brain. And I noticed that the bit on the end of the tool looks like the bit that like drills into his head as he becomes the worm
it like
guy.
comes out and sticks open.
Yeah.
The worm man.
I couldn't remember. Sorry.
Yeah, we've got Wormmania.
So stupid.
We gotta keep it up.
Yeah.
If we could do London for 8 episodes, because we're 5 in, but we gotta mention it 3 more times.
Yeah. We're Lubden guys.
We're Lubden guys.
We haven't said it yet.
I'm a Bucky boy. We're Lubden guys.
Yeah. And then Kirsty's interviewed by this detective, and then later by Dr. Channard and his assistant Kyle McRae, and she gives her kind of account of the events of what happened in the previous film, and she hears from the detective talking to another detective or another cop or whatever about like they're at her dad's house,
and the most accurate representation of the police force ever is shown, where these 2 cops are like almost played off like bumbling detectives are walking through the house, and a corpse, like a moldering sort of skeleton, falls out of a chest, and so this cop is touched briefly from behind for a moment, and he whips around with a revolver in his hands, and he unloads 6 shots directly into this guy's body.
Loomis would be so proud.
Oh, Loomis would be very proud, and so would his police chief of insert city and state here.
Yes. But basically that other cop is like, hey, we found this this awful, dirty, bloody mattress. What do you want us to do with it? It's like, well, that's evidence. You gotta bring it in.
But why would they ask?
I don't know, because we needed that conversation to be overheard by Dr. Channard.
Well, we don't have a rule for mattresses. What law do you follow? What's the mattress law? And it's well, don't take the tag off of it.
No,
Don't do that.
You will then be put in prison.
You'll turn into a Cenobite. Guys, that's how you become a Cenobite. That's what Julia did with Dr. Channard, is she tricked him into ripping a mattress tag off. Mm-hmm. Signed, sealed, and delivered, just like that mattress tag.
Probably. But because, and we got this kind of wrong, or we breezed over it at the end of our last discussion. Julia, Frank in Larry's skin sucks her like life force out of her.
Yeah, he sticks his fingers in her butt.
But then she doesn't die there on the stairs.
No.
She is found, Kirsty runs through this, she bursts into this bedroom and she's laying on the bed and she's got hooks in her face, like ripped her skin all away.
Right.
And she's holding the cube, the puzzle box.
Right.
And so that's where Kirsty gets it to escape the house, but that's also then where Julia dies, on that mattress.
Right.
So this is the mattress that they now find, and Kirsty realizing, oh, that is where Julia died. If the same thing could happen to her that happened to Frank, then she can be brought back.
Yeah.
So they need to destroy that mattress.
She says to the detective, you got to destroy that mattress. And then she says to the next two people she sees, you got to destroy that mattress. But of the next two people she sees, only one person kind of overhears that conversation. The other one does not. So she's like, you got to destroy that mattress. And he's like, oh, fuck. What are you talking about?
The one you're on right now?
She's like, no, the one with the bitch. You have to destroy the one with the bitch.
Your mattress a bitch.
That's good.
That's a joke for the 6 people.
Dylan will laugh.
Oh, yeah. Dr. Philip Channard is played by Kenneth Cranham. He was in Vampira, a 74 horror comedy, Tale of a Vampire from 92. He is in Hot Fuzz in 2007. He plays James Reaper.
He's oh my God, he's the fucking priest. Oh, Jesus, that is so crazy.
And then he was in something called 5 Days of War in 2011 and The Legend of Hercules in 2014. Both of those are directed by Rennie Harlan, who directed Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Yeah.
And then he was also in Maleficent in 2014, the Mistress of the Evil, or whatever that movie is.
It's a shame that the sequel to 5 Days of War ended up being so much more successful with the beginning of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. You saw that. You saw it happening.
Yep. And then his assistant, Dr. Kyle McRae, is played by William Hope. He was in Aliens in 1986. He's a SHIELD lieutenant in Captain America: The First Avenger in 2011, apparently.
Odd.
He was in the Tim Burton film Dark Shadows in 2012. And he is the sheriff in Texas Chainsaw Massacre of 2022. The Netflix one.
Okay. I don't remember him from that, but I do remember him from Aliens.
Yeah.
That's where I knew him, was Aliens. He's a weird character.
Yes, he is. Because it's not the same interaction that he has with, thankfully, with like in Dream Warriors.
Yeah.
Where you have Nancy comes back and then the doctor, whatever his name is, and they kind of have not like a romance, but it's like kind of on the cusp of that. Gordon. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's thankfully not that, because it's patient doctor instead.
I think that it would have been. If they had let it play out, it would have been, which is why I'm confused that they didn't.
Right.
Because this is the movie about sinning and sex perversion, and like, she is clearly younger than him. And it's like, I'm surprised they didn't play around with like the Cenobites teasing them and stuff, but he doesn't have much of a chance to have any of that happen.
No, he doesn't. He just kind of exists in this way of getting Christy out of there and taking her to Channard's house to then get to hell. But it's like,
one of the things that happens in this hospital is that they find it's like Kirsty is like free range and just like kind of fucking walking around and sees her next door neighbor, which I don't think you're allowed to do in a mental hospital.
Probably not.
Especially because she's kind of wanted for like a suspect in like a bunch of murders, including her dad. But she goes next door, and there is a girl who looks strikingly like my friend Mikey from Orange Grove's older brother, Sam.
Okay.
And it distracted me the whole movie. It's like spit and image at that age.
Just in like a blonde wig or whatever?
Yeah, but they call... Well, no, he had long blonde hair.
Oh, okay.
But they call her... What? Tina? Tiffany?
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. It's like, oh, no one knows her fucking name, so we just call her Tiffany.
Yeah.
But then they call her that the whole movie.
The whole movie. She
never
get
corrects it.
No, even after... Because she's mute is the whole thing. As she came into this hospital, she is mute. The doctors, other than Channard, the doctors don't know where she came from or anything about her. And so one of the nurses just started calling her Tiffany, and they all call her Tiffany.
What if it was just a really good guess?
Yeah.
And she doesn't think to ask how they know her name because she was a patient in a hospital. And no one, like, one day, Kirsty's like, oh, yeah, what is your name, by the way? She's like, what are you talking about?
You've been saying it this whole time.
Like, get the fuck, that's your name? She's
Yeah.
like, yeah, dude. My name is Tiffany R. Tiffany. I'm the great-great-great-great-granddaughter of the guy with the silver company. And it's like, you're loaded, dude. She's like, I don't give a fuck about any of that. I gave it all up for puzzles.
She does love a puzzle.
That's the whole bit, is that she loves puzzles. She's obsessed with them. And then the doctor, young doctor, Kyle, is like, hey, let's get you back to your room, bud. And Kirsty's like, okay, you're younger. All right, fine. And then he's like, hey, this is what I mean by it feels like they're setting it up, the romance between the two of them, but they're not. He walks her to her room. He's like, hey, I got some of this. And he's like rattling a pill bottle at her. And he's like, so that you can take it. She's like, it's not going to work on me. I'm not crazy. And closes the door. And he's like, as she's closing the door, he's like, no, well, it's just to help you. And the door closes. And he's like, sleep. And it's like, that's when you would get the and it would like sitcom transition. But that's what I mean, is that feels like I just like you so much. But that would be weird because they just met.
Right.
She goes back into her room, and this is where we see her. Guys, I'm winking really big at you. Here, I'm going to do it. So you can hear that, right?
Yeah,
that's my
it's
my eyelashes. I'm going to do it one more time. Ready? This is when we see Kirsty's dad, and he's Meefy.
It's like you were giving a butterfly kiss to the whole audience.
Butterfly job. It's a different kind of BJ.
Yeah.
It's a BFJ. That means whatever you want it to mean. Yeah, we see her dad, wink, and he's Meefy because if you will all remember, Uncle Frank took his skin off.
Right.
And he was a Meefy skeleton. And Derek was afraid, and I held his hand and calmed down. But this time I wasn't there to hold your hand. We didn't watch this one together.
No.
You okay?
Oh, yeah. I had a blanket.
You have PTSD, and I'm not going to come up with the P, T, or D, but the S stands for skeleton.
Yeah. D could still be disorder.
Okay. I'm not doing the other two. But the Meef skeleton turns and writes on the wall something, I don't remember. It's like, help me, I'm in hell, or something.
I am in hell, help me.
Yeah.
It is like the most metal, like crazy looking image in this film.
It's really good.
I love how red the blood is.
In every shot that there's blood, it's like crimson red. Yeah, I love it.
But like it's
or
not
scarlet.
It's not like, it doesn't take me out of it like Italian blood typically does, where you're like, it's stylistically, it's like over the top.
Yeah, well, it's like the thing is that blood darkens as it oxygenates. The more oxygen that's exposed to blood, the darker it becomes. That's why a blood stain turns brown eventually. But it's like, it just looks like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the fucking Predator. It's like a fresh, is that accurate? I don't know, but it looks fucking good.
Yeah. It looks really good.
Well, and then we get another example of that in just a bit here, and it looks better even. It's like they handled this effect so good.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, it's, it's the same. It's Bob Keane doing the effects here. So it's like, yeah, he just kind of gets to take what they played with a smaller budget in the first movie, and it's so amazing. And then go, okay, well, we get to do it like a couple more times in this one and really just do it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, she has this vision and believes that it is her father. And so the next day she tells Kyle what she saw, and like you would, he doesn't believe her
because she's in a crazy hospital.
Right. And so then we again get more recounts and flashbacks to the first film.
Yes.
And this is where I think we get the scenes of like Frank and Julia at the wedding and things like that.
Yeah,
It's
they
like,
just show them fucking again.
it's just like a clip show for a bit. And
Yeah.
we finally are past that. And so after hearing Kirsty's story, Dr. Channard takes the mattress. He has it shipped to his house.
I love this so much because Kyle is like at Channard's door, like his office door, and he hears him on the phone with the police detective, and he's like, no, bring it to the side entrance. No, my house. But then Channard is like, I think it's a quote. He's like, let me be clear. Bring it to my home, not the hospital.
Yes.
And I just love the idea that he's so paranoid that they're going to drag this bloody mattress to his workplace that he's like, no, let me be crystal clear with you. If you bring it to my job, you are getting a 1-star rating. If you want all 5 and a glowing review
And a tip.
yeah, you're going to bring it to my goddamn house. Delivery instructions, side entrance. And Kyle's like, what the fuck? And then he walks inside. But I love how that is enough of a reason for Kyle to go and break into his boss's house. Because honestly, it would be for me too.
Yeah.
Bring the murder mattress to my home. It's like, well,
What is that about?
What are you going to do with that?
Yeah, and I guess his house is like within walking distance of the hospital. Like, is it on the grounds
Does
of
Kyle
this
have
hospital?
a car?
I don't know, but anytime that they go, it just seems to be they walk into the woods and then they walk out of the other side of the woods.
Well, it's also got a spooky laboratory basement
Yeah.
in his house.
Yeah, and it has a very similar looking attic space.
And it looks like there's staff that work the basement. I think there were extras.
Oh, no, that's in the hospital. When they go in the basement part, that is in the hospital
But
itself.
he brings the fucking bugs guy from the elevator
Yeah.
into his house.
He goes down. I think you're mixing two scenes because he goes down the elevator and that's where he finds the bugs guy. But then I don't think we see him take him out of an elevator.
So hold on. So
he gets him out of a padded cell.
okay. The Occam's razor said that he's got a secret lab in a basement under his house because outside of that, he grabs a mental patient who's screaming, "Get them off me!" Gets them from the basement padded cell up the elevator outside all the way into his house, and no one goes, "Doctor, what are you doing with him?"
Look, it is called the Channard Institute. He can do whatever he wants. They don't question him.
Channard, what are you doing? Nurse, it's the 80s. I'm taking this man to my home to have sex with him. What do you mean?
I have a dirty mattress at home. It's got blood and chains.
It's evidence from a murder, so I'm going to have sex with this crazy man on it.
He thinks he's got bugs on him.
Why else would he be in a mental hospital? He's a homosexual like me. I belong here because it's the 80s and that's what people think.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, I guess you're right. I thought for some reason there was an elevator in this guy's house and then it went down to a psycho ward that he had built in a boiler room in secret. He Freddy Kruegered it up. I don't know.
It looks a bit like Freddy Krueger's.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Because that's really where you see that he's like a bad guy.
Oh yeah.
Is he seems to be pleased seeing their suffering one by one.
Yeah, one of those guys looks like Sam Neill's character in Mouth of Madness because he's got all the crosses on his face.
Yeah, the other guy looks like he's like. There was a moment where he opens it, and I expected him to get like Silence of the Lambs.
I had a
sprayed.
similar thought.
Of all the movies for that to happen in.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he Dr. Channard goes, the mattress is just left in the middle of the floor of his like office.
It's covered in chains
And blood and who knows what else.
It is also the biggest piece of evidence of this crime scene. Yes. It's where one of the bodies you recover who was flayed was chained to, and they were like, we got to make this evidence disappear. And it's like, what is this? What happened to the mattress? Oh, we filed it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, it fell off a truck.
We shipped it halfway to Siberia.
But Kyle sneaks into Channard's house, into his office place to investigate, and that's where he finds that Channard is like obsessed with the lament configuration.
He has a picture, a black and white photograph of Doug Bradley. He
And a
has
docket.
He has 3 lament configurations, all in like glass.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
he's
though,
a big fan.
Because is it that he cannot solve them?
I guess
Because that's interesting.
Yeah, he has collected one. We now see that there are multiple, and it's not just one box.
Yeah.
Unless these are replicas, I don't know.
I think what it is he seems fascinated. Well, no, because I believe one of them is taken and used.
Yeah, and used. Yeah.
I believe that he is fascinated by and interested in the macabre and the weird, like parasexual nature of all of this. But I mean, it's even said when he's like witnessing what he can do once he becomes a Cenobite. It's like, I don't know why I ever hesitated. I think he's afraid, which makes his sadism even more feckless. It's like he's doing all this because he wants to experience it himself. He's just too much of a coward.
He's a cuck. He wants to watch.
You opened the cuck. Someone else came.
Yeah, nice.
In a chair in the corner.
Yeah, so this is where Dr. Channard has gone down into the basement of the mental institution, and he has taken a patient there named Mr. Browning and brought him to his house. Now, Mr. Browning also plays Skinless Frank in this film. He's played by Oliver Smith, who played Frank the Monster in Hellraiser.
Interesting. Okay.
And then he's in Tale of a Vampire in 92.
This whole sequence is, as far as horror goes, spectacular.
Yes.
As far as me watching it goes, to sum it up in a noise, all of it is awful. It's the bugs are terrible.
The bugs.
It is the meef all over the mattress. It's the fucking razor.
Yeah. I mean, from the
God.
jump, even like him in the basement and slides open, and just the mental anguish that this guy is in of screaming, get them off me, get them off me. And he is seeing bugs kind of burrowing into his skin and there's nothing there. And just that is a horror in and of itself of losing your mind.
Yeah.
And then he is forced to go into this house, and his doctor, who he should have some sort of trust in, is like, oh yeah, I can help you. Here, let me undo your straitjacket.
Yeah.
And here's a razor. Go ahead and take care of those bugs, buddy.
Now, what I will say is that this guy's an idiot. And instead of just slapping the bugs away with his hands, he cuts all of his skin off. That's his solution.
Yeah.
Now, yes, he's a psychopath. He's clearly schizophrenic or whatever form of mental illness he has. But his first plan, his first go-to was, oh, a straight razor. Great. Thanks. I'm going to slice all of my skin off right now.
Yeah.
The bugs can't get to me if I don't have any skin.
That's true.
It isn't. They could eat the meat. Fuck. But he bleeds out, not to death, but he bleeds out a lot of his blood onto this mattress. And there's like chunks of his skin and like connective tissue, and it's just gross. But then, like Donnie Most from the haze, rises Julia. But we don't know that exactly.
No.
We just know it's... If we're calling him the worm man, we're calling her in these scenes the meef lady.
Yeah, this is Skinless Julia. Because
Skinless chicken.
not played by Claire Higgins. This is played by Deborah Joel.
Yeah, it's clearly a different person.
Yeah, and again, I'm sure it's for similar reasons of having Oliver Smith play the skinless versions of Frank and whatnot.
Yeah,
because they're more thin, gaunt, and so you can put that layer of makeup on them, and they don't look wrong.
She also at this point, because basically Crazy Bug Man realizes that there is now a Meef Donnie Most that has risen and is attacking. So he freaks out even more and he's crawling away, but he is covered in these razor slashes and is bleeding a lot. So he's like slipping on the floor, and so is she, because she ain't got no skin.
Yeah, and I love the physicality of this whole thing, because it's almost as if she is learning how to use her body again.
Yeah. To me, it reminded me so much, and I'm so sorry, but it reminded me so much of Frank Reynolds covered in hand sanitizer saying, I just want to be pure, from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Well, yeah, mix that with him sliding naked out of that couch.
Yeah. And being stuck in the coil.
Right. Yeah.
We should do that. We should have an Instagram post that's just all Sunny, like Hellraiser 2 without context, but it's all Frank Reynolds.
Yeah. We'll figure that out. See if it happens, folks. You'll have to follow us on Instagram to know.
That's a good plug. And speaking of good plugs, fucking Julia plugs her hand into this man's skull, and that seems to be an ability that people who come back from hell with blood in mattresses or floorboards can do.
Yeah,
they siphon the life out of you with their fingers in your body.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, so do we think all the Cenobites can do that? We've seen the Chatterer stick his fingers in Kirsty's mouth.
I don't even think that they, being Frank and Julia, are Cenobites. I think that they are escaped.
Right.
But it does seem very easy to escape from hell.
Mm-hmm. You just got to leave a little bit of yourself left here on Earth somehow.
Yeah.
And then you got to get somebody to drip a little bit of blood on you.
Yeah, you get somebody to have a nosebleed on top of a booger you left behind. And poof, there you are, sticking your hand into people's skulls.
Mm-hmm. And then it takes what, like a handful of people and you're back to normal, baby?
Back to normal. A blood-spattered Dr. Channard looks in awe at Julia's naked, meaty body. But this is what I mean. And it is the best-looking makeup. It looks so good.
Spine.
Yeah.
Is so cool.
And it's like all of it is like dripping with like both very bright red muscle and very dark red like viscera. And everything she's touched is just soaked and red. He's got blood spattered on his face. It's just so disgusting.
Yep.
And like all these very bright blue veins that run across her face, and like you can see the jaw, like some of the fat in the jaw of her face. It's just, it's disgusting. It's really good though.
Yeah, super effective.
And Dr. Channard is into it.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, like,
who isn't?
I mean, like, he's harder than hell.
Look, I get what you're doing.
He's harder than Hellraiser
2.
No, that's not what this movie is called.
Okay.
You did the best transition for it. It's Hellbound. And he is bound to hit that shit because he is into it.
Yeah.
She is as naked as a person could be and has no skin.
Yeah.
She took her birthday suit off.
You know who isn't into it at all? Kyle.
No, he's
who has
terrified.
seen this whole thing happen. Think about that. You're a bystander.
Yeah. Well, my favorite thing too is that you have two ways that you can write this. Number one, he gets caught by them and is tortured or something, or like he loses his mind, or he suffers really terrible negative consequences. But I like what they do, which is Dr. Channard and Julia are like obviously interacting. And while they're interacting, he's like, nope. And he leaves and he goes back and he sees Kirsty's just gotten out of the shower. And he's just like, hey, I believe everything you said. We got to go right now. Yeah. He's like, hey, for the record, everything you said was right. I'm sorry for judging you ever. Please forgive me. We have to leave right this second.
Well, and I think that is very much like the first film where it's like once it starts, once the story kicks in, it doesn't stop. We move. It's like a 93-minute movie. There's no breaks.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it doesn't ever feel rushed either. Like I feel like they spend the correct amount of time everywhere that we are.
Yeah.
I love this whole sequence here where we see like Channard's like pristine white house. And as he like the next day, I assume, is like walking through and there's just like bloody handprints on the walls and bloody footprints across his like floors.
Yeah.
It makes me think of in Arrested Development when Tobias has has prematurely blew himself. And for the Blue Man Group. And so there's just blue paint for the rest of the show. There is blue paint on walls in that house.
And now I'm going to take the 2 seconds for this. One of my all-time favorite things in Arrested Development is the episode where he thinks that his wife is cheating on him. Tobias does. And so he follows Lindsay around and he is blue. And so he just keeps finding blue things to hide against. And at the very end, he uses that very expensive diamond cream. And he's like, I have to leave. We have to go to the hospital. I have like 1 million microabrasions on my skin. Oh, and the other thing that this made me think of, and I took a note for this, which is funny because I brought John Keogh up once already. John, from the Third Channel podcast to you, I have something that if you ever have free time, I'd love to see you edit, which would be the footage from this of Dr. Channard and a skinless Julia as she is bandaged and then eventually gets her skin. I would love to see this edited to Frank Sinatra's You Make Me Feel So Young. It's a great music video. I don't know if you do music videos, but if you need a suggestion and do them, this is a bad suggestion.
He's done some. I've seen him on his Vimeo.
Okay.
But yeah, I love how like wild this little scene is, because the idea of like she's staring at herself, her bloodied self in this mirror, and he is into it. Definitely.
Yeah.
She is like seducing him with no effort.
No.
And then they like wrap her in gauze to cover up the non-skin.
It's like, yeah, like
the lack of skin.
Invisible Man ace bandages.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then like shortly after that, she's like kind of like Skinless Frank was in the first film, where she's like wearing a suit, like she's wearing like clothing.
But she walks out. That's the thing, though, and I like Channard's performance here, because she walks out and she's like, "Well," and he's like he has like this like soft smile. He's like, "No, it's really good, actually. You look really cute." Like, wow,
Yeah.
Like he's got like his Padawan braid. He's like twirling it in his finger. He's like, "Oh my god."
How did I get so lucky?
Yeah. I think another reason that he falls for her so quickly is because she is living proof that the things he's been so obsessed with for so long are real.
Yeah. And that's a good point. And then we kind of enter this quick sequence here of kind of the reversal of roles from the first film, where he then brings mental patients there for her to suck the life out of
From his basement in his house. I'm sticking with it.
So that she can kind of complete her regeneration. Kirsty and Kyle then they make it back to Channard's house, and they find the puzzle box. They're trying to find a puzzle box so that she can undo this, because she thinks that that's the only way that she can. That's what saved her in the first one. Maybe that'll work again here. And so they make it there, and that's where Kirsty finds the pages that show who Pinhead was before he became a Cenobite.
And it's like she nebulously recognizes him and is like,
Yeah.
and saves the photo. It's a good thing she does. But she sees the boxes.
Kyle has like snuck away to check out to make sure that the coast is clear for them and the rest of the house.
Oh, does he make it?
No.
No, Julia.
Yeah. Now I like the makeup stuff here, because he like goes upstairs and he's about to go into the room where they've been murdering all these people. And he's stopped by a woman. And when he turns back around, it's Julia, but it's Julia with her skin from the first film. And it's the little bit of trickery that she does on him of like, oh no, you shouldn't go in there. Like, you know, we don't want to be caught. And then like they go in, and she again like kind of seduces him and like moves to kiss him, and the camera moves around, and you see the back like sliver of skin down the back of her head and her spine is not there. She's not complete yet.
Right. She sticks her hand in his neck. She makes out with him, and then it pans around. I don't think this is a good visual effect. I think if they were going to take this long, big pan around camera to make up his one side and not his other side, it needed to have been better. It's just like a weird zit pustule on his neck and like some green lines. It's not as good as I think the rest of this movie caliber for visual effects is, but it's a minor nitpick. But yeah, he's gone now. Bye, Kyle.
Yeah, we knew you. So
Step the fuck up, Kyle.
And then Kirsty goes upstairs and she finds Kyle's body with Julia in this like attic room.
And Julia slaps the Jesus out of this woman.
Knocks her unconscious.
And it's like a
one blow.
It's like a whoosh, like a horsewhip noise. And Kirsty's like, ow, I liked that a lot. And Julia's like, don't be a pervert. You're the one who isn't a pervert.
And then
Julia's like, or Kirsty's like, I'm a little perverted. Everybody is.
Yeah. Look at this film.
Look at this title.
But that's where, right as this happens, then the door swings open. It's Dr. Channard with Tiffany. Tiffany, I don't think we went over before. Tiffany is played by Imogene Borman. She was in 2 episodes of the sci-fi series The Tripods. She is in a fantasy drama from '85 called Dream Child, and she is in a British medical drama called Casualty. She doesn't do a whole lot of acting outside of this. Reading up on her, seems like she got into some substance abuse issues and issues with the law. That's a wild read.
Yeah, it's a shame too.
Yeah,
she's fine.
Yeah,
she plays a mute, mentally ill child. So
she's damn good at puzzles.
Well, the character is
right.
Because here's the thing about the fucking lament configuration: it's not actually a puzzle.
Right.
You take your thumb and you do little circles like it's big old nips, and then you just win the puzzle. I guess. Do you play puzzles? Do you win puzzles? Do you solve them?
You solve them.
Yeah,
but that's a little bit like winning.
In the most unnecessary bit of scenery in the entire movie, Dr. Channard and Julia are viewing her solve this puzzle box from a secret panel in the wall with a one-way glass mirror.
Yeah, you know, like when you go to the dentist and they're taking x-rays.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, this is completely safe. Bite down on this little thing.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to point this not gun at your head on a giant arm. I'm going to lay this like lead blanket over you. Right. And then don't worry, completely safe. I'm going to go hide behind this wall though.
It's like, hey, this is completely safe, but I refuse to be in the room while it happens to you. But it's like, well, hold on. They're like, no, you're going to be fine.
You got the blanket.
It's like, no, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Okay, did you hit the button? Okay, good. Ooh, that hurt my fillings.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, what? Fillings?
That's how it feels. And they're just watching through this little, the two-way mirror, one-way mirror.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, you need a cleaning and you need us to fill one cavity, and that's going to be $470,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I'd rather
have all my teeth cinched together into a little horse's mouth.
Oh, yeah.
That's some dental work, baby.
Yeah, man, because she solves the box. And
They
these
come.
two doors open up behind her.
Mm-hmm.
The light shines through and the fog pours in.
Another door opens behind Channard and Julia in this weird little cavern
alcove, whatever.
Hallway. Yeah.
And so, the Cenobites come in and we are reintroduced to the Chatterer, played by Nicholas Vence, who is reprising from Hellraiser. He's also in Nightbreed and the Black Gloves.
He looks different.
He looks a bit different.
He's got eyes now.
Yes. I think in this early scene, he doesn't. It's later on, he definitely does. And that was a request from the actor of like, can you please give me eyes?
Makes sense.
Because I had a real hard time in that first movie.
Now, what I will say makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look as cool.
Doesn't look as cool. Also, there was a scene that was cut where he actually gets the eye slits like ripped open.
Okay.
So it's like it causes this continuity error where like in the early scene he doesn't, but then in the later scene he does with no explanation. You get Butterball.
Yeah. The actress that plays, what's her name? Whatever they call her.
Yeah. The female Cenobite in this case. They don't, she never really got like they called her on set Deep Throat.
Okay.
But they never like, that's not given anywhere that I see online.
She has clearly a different actress.
Yeah. Barbie Wilde is this actress's name.
Okay.
I think she may have been like a pop star or something, but she was in Grizzly 2 in 83. She's in a sci-fi parody called Morons from Outer Space in 85. And she was in Death Wish 3 from 85.
This movie's Morons from Hell.
Butterball, same actor, Simon Bamford from the previous film, and then returning as well as Pinhead, Doug Bradley. Which besides the first 6 Hellraiser films, he is also in Nightbreed from 1990, Killer Tongue from 96, The Prophecy Uprising from 2005, which was a fantasy horror film, Book of Blood from 2009, based on the writings of Clive Barker, and Wrong Turn 5 from 2012, a slasher.
Yeah.
He
loves this fucking series, man. He loves this character. He loves this series. He loves Clive. He loves the whole thing. And I wish that they would do something with him.
Yeah, they really should. While they're both willing and able.
Maybe they will. I mean, there's a video game that he is in that's coming out. Doug Bradley is in it as mocap and voices. So hopefully. This scene has a moment that really pisses me off in it.
Okay.
They walk in and the Cenobites, like the Chatterer, and they immediately start going for
Tiffany.
The problem that I have is that Pinhead says, he's like, no, it's quote, it's not hands that call us. It is desire. Like she didn't have any desire.
Right,
She's just trying to solve the fucking puzzle box. But that is so stupid because it not only does it contradict the entire plot of the last movie, but also it's immediately contradicted in this. It's in just a few minutes they meet back up with Kirsty and they're like, "Oh, Kirsty, hey, we found you. Don't try. It's our clip. It's like, don't try to trick us. You can't trick us again. You're coming with us and we're gonna fuck the shit out of your butt." And she's like, "Well, hold on. I didn't want any of this." And they're like, yeah, that works for her, but not for you. And I don't understand.
Yeah, the rules, they're playing fast and loose with the rules.
But they're playing fast and loose with 2 characters who then are together for the rest of the movie. And it really is like, well, no, hey, we're not here for her.
Yeah.
It's like, we're only here for people who want us to be there for them.
Yeah.
Except Kirsty.
And that's the whole thing. And like the first one, it's like Kirsty was just kind of mindlessly playing with the thing and it went off. But it's different here in some way. Tiffany is like actively trying to solve it, but not because of wanting to gain the powers of the box, but just because that's how her brain works. She likes to solve puzzles, and she's
maybe
good at
it's
it.
that she's been told by someone else to do it, but ultimately I don't see enough of a difference between the motivation of, hey, solve this box, and like, well, what does this box do?
Yeah. We also don't know if because in the first film, it's like they make this little deal with Kirsty, and they're like, okay, if you can get us Frank, we're good. And then at the end, they're like, just kidding, we're also going to take you.
Yeah, they really like her.
Were they going to double cross Tiffany as well?
I don't think so.
After they got Channard.
Pinhead is like commanding in his voice, like, no, don't touch her.
Yeah.
He's like, no, don't do it. There's a coupon in my pocket for Arby's. Let's go do that instead. And they left.
Yeah, and then the Butterball is like, they got the meats.
Butterball's like, they got the meats and I got the sweats.
Vile.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Kirsty wakes up and she finds because she was knocked out in the attic. So she comes down and she finds the lament configuration and she goes into the labyrinth looking for Tiffany.
Yeah, it's hell time, baby.
Yeah.
Because we kind of cut between Channard and Julia and Kirsty, and then Kirsty and Tiffany together.
Yeah.
We kind of cut like in between their experiences. I love that like Julia kind of has an idea of where to lead him because it's like, Kirsty is in a labyrinth, is in winding hallways in this crazy, like all the hallways look the same. The matte paintings that make the hallways look like they go on forever. It's such good forced perspective. It's like you can tell a little bit because it's so high definition, but I bet back then you wouldn't have been able to tell.
Right.
And even if you could, who fucking cares? But like where Julia and Channard are, it's like it's all like something's growing. It's like their roots, and it's like it seems older.
Yeah.
But it also is a straight line to wherever they're going. I find that interesting.
Yeah, no, I love and I love how simple the kind of the set is because it's like, they only had like a couple of these hallways built and they just, depending on which angle that they walk from, or they come down this hallway to then turn and go down this other, hallway or whatever, to make it look like it's far more than 3 pieces of wall.
Oh, and it's also important to note the puzzle box was solved. And then Pinhead did magic at it, and it turned into a giant how would you describe that shape?
It's like it's a rhombus. But it's like a diamond. I mean, it looks like the Leviathan once that's revealed.
It's like 2 very lengthy pyramids, stacked on top of each other, butt to butt.
Yeah. It's something.
But eventually, Channard is led by Julia to a giant maze, like a giant, what looks to be almost infinite corridor of labyrinth.
Yeah.
Which is the best matte painting I may have ever seen in a movie. And the way that they do the perspective of adding people on top of it makes it look great. But she calls it her god. She calls it is the Lord of the Labyrinth, known as Leviathan, is what this giant thing is. And the giant thing shoots black light laser beams in a lighthouse formation.
Yeah.
And if it hits you, you're made to think of all the terrible, perverted, crappy things you've done. And for Channard, he murdered animals. He was one of those guys.
Right. I love that that matte painting's incredible. Before Kirsty finds Tiffany down there's another matte painting of a carnival, a fair.
Oh, I hated this whole sequence.
I don't quite understand it.
No.
Tiffany goes into this fun house and there's mirrors, and then she's getting flashes of, I guess, her memories of her mother bringing her to the Institute,
and her being speaking and in a day, a sundress,
right, and then witnessing something horrible that she screams about,
which we never. I don't know that we ever see it.
You get it is a lot of, you get more of it later, but it is still left up to your imagination of exactly what happened.
We just know that Channard did something,
right?
That he is the person who's done something.
From what I believe, jumping back and forth between the 2 scenes that we see this, I think that it is something was up with Tiffany. her mother brings her to.
I think it's puzzles.
Yeah, it's probably that. It's just she's autistic.
It's like
we haven't they don't have a word for that yet, maybe, or they're not saying that's what it is, but she is probably on the spectrum.
But you hear the kind of disembodied voice of her mother say like the puzzles are driving her like to the brink or something.
Yes. So she's brought her to this institute, and then you get a shot of what we can assume is Channard's hand like covering her mother's mouth, and then Tiffany coming into the room, like you're saying, with the pigtails and the sundress, and she screams. And so it's like, I have to assume that Channard has done something to her mother that then causes her basically to lose her mind and power of speech.
My guess is that his devotion and obsession with the lament configuration, which is a puzzle box, led him to a place where he sees this young girl, this potential patient, who is the best at puzzles. And he's like, well, I need to keep you around in case ever comes a point where I want to do the box. I have somebody who can solve it. But the thing is like, you could just admit her.
Yeah.
You don't have to murder her mom, you dick.
Right.
Yeah, but this whole circus funhouse thing, I don't understand it. I don't really care for it. There's a bunch of clown imagery and it's like a bunch of really bad flashing lights, but it doesn't look very good. No. It's very out of place.
Yeah. It is the one piece of this film that it doesn't look the same. It doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
And it leaves a bunch of questions that I'm like, you still don't give us answers, but it's not even enough to like, what I just explained is the most I can extrapolate from that.
No, there are things in the film that go unanswered, and that's fine. This is one that goes unanswered, and it's like, oh, well, I mean, you made a big, distinctive visual feast out of it. You should say something.
Yeah. And then around the same time, Kirsty is then in kind of a vision of her family home, and like pictures that she of her whole family. She picks up and they start bleeding out of the
funny because the picture
frames.
Yeah, she holds up a picture and it's like, oh, mom. And that woman looks a lot like Sidney Prescott's mom from the original Scream movie. Yeah. And so for a second, I was like, she's like, mom? And I'm like, Kirsty, is your last name Prescott? And that's what you find out.
Yeah.
That, oh my God, Kirsty is fucking Emma Jill from Four's mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because it's like cousins or whatever. It's fucking wild, dude.
Let's draw that family tree, right?
I don't think we have the time.
No. Pinhead and the other Cenobites find her, and this is where they do a bit more bargaining of like, and like you said before, they're kind of toying with her of like, we want you, you're here, we're here, because she like starts to like mess with the box, and they're like, you can't send us back to hell, we're already here,
which is also a really metal line.
Yeah. And Kirsty is the whole point of her being there, other than to find Tiffany, is to try and find her father, who she believes is suffering.
And Pinhead is straight up like, that's stupid. Like, he might as well. She's like, oh, I'm trying to find my dad. And he's like, your dad's not fucking here. He's in his hell. That's how hell works. You're in yours, by the way. And so are we. And we're in condoms.
And we love it.
Because they keep saying, like, we're just here to experience your flesh, which to me is Cenobite for, we're just here to put a bunch of metal in your body and also diddle you. So let's get this ball rolling. Let's get this butterball rolling all around you.
Yeah. But they, in this toying with her kind of thing, they allow her to go off. They're like, you can explore all you want. Have a good time.
He does say a metal fucking line, which is, go explore. We have all eternity to taste you. And it's like, ew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Channard doesn't seem like he can taste anything. He doesn't even have a tongue.
Yeah.
All he can do is take little Squidward bites out of you for the rest of the time. Little McDonald's CEO bites.
That's how he that's how you last for him for eternity. It's just the tiny little bites.
That's why he and Butterball are sworn nemesis, because Butterball gets you in one.
Right.
And he goes, oh. That's the noise it makes. And then he goes, and he licks his fingers. Pinhead has to speak for him.
Yeah.
And he's like, finger licking good. You know?
Kirsty eventually finds Tiffany. And this is where we would cut back and forth. In my notes, the way that I had stacked it.
I was just excited to get to the point where, Julia eventually is like, hey, Channard, it'd be really cool. Let's make out for a second. And Channard's like, oh, that's interesting.
Okay. Like, I mean, I'm not as into it now that you have skin on.
Yeah. Everybody knows that.
I really liked the whole bloody thing you had going on.
I like my chicken with the skin. I like my ladies without it. And she's like, here, let me push you into this elevator. And she does. And then the visuals here are really distinct. It's like these wires. It's like 4 or 5 wires. They look like piano wires. Get pulled taut over his face and they begin to cut into the face skin. But they almost they separate his skin into like waves, like a worm. It's like worm ripples. I know that's gross, but he's a worm guy.
Yeah.
He's the worm guy. Well, look, we're Lubden guys. He's a worm guy, you know? And that happens. And it's like this giant thing gets shoved into his back. And it's like blood is then pouring out of his back and fucking like a blue liquid is going in. But that's what I mean when I say that I don't think Frank and Julia are Cenobites. I think Cenobites, it's a process.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
They're like transformed.
Well, and what Julia explains to him in this moment is that basically she is working for the Leviathan, her god. And so she is allowed to leave and bring back souls, which on a grander scale is the exact role that she had with Frank in the first film. Yeah. She is going out into the world. She is grabbing people. She's bringing them back to the guy who she is like infatuated with so that he can then eat their souls, basically.
I also find that interesting commentary on men versus women and like the male sort of behavior and reputation versus a woman's, because it's like in the exact same position. Frank was on the run. That's what he was doing, is he was coming back to life in the real world on the run from them. They had not known that he was there. And he was having this woman who adored him and loved him bring her things. And then the second he no longer needed her, he murdered her, got caught, and was immediately eviscerated because he was foolish and handled it in an arrogant and stupid way. But in the exact same context, Julia is like, she is allowed to do these things because she has convinced these powers to let her do it. It's more of like a role than it is a consequence. I just find that interesting that she seems more capable, more competent. And as a result of that, these things that Frank was running from his ineptitude, she is allowed to work on behalf of. But the door is closing. He's screaming. The elevator thing kind of disappears. And that's the last time we see Dr. Channard for the rest of the movie.
You might be surprised.
But eventually, we do get to meet the new Cenobite, Worm Man.
Oh, okay. I see what you did.
Yeah.
Before we get there, we get to see an old familiar face.
I thought you were going to say an old friend, and I was going to be very upset.
Yeah. No friend of mine.
Yeah.
Kirsty makes it to like this kind of central room in this labyrinth. It's it looks a bit like at the end. I hate referencing these movies because fuck the person who made the franchise. But in the first Harry Potter film, whenever he has made it to the end of his trials.
Okay, but here's the thing. J.K. Rowling is a terrible transphobic cunt.
Right.
But Christopher Columbus is a saint and a wonderful guy. So we're just referencing Chris Columbus's visual style.
Okay. Because, Harry ends up in this, like, this room where there's stair steps that go down to a lower platform, and that's where the Mirror of Erised is. Okay. And he has his confrontation with Voldemort Quirrell.
It's funny because I was thinking it looked like Nightbreed. Like the old ruins that lead down. The only thing that Nightbreed doesn't have, nor does Harry Potter.
Yeah, this is what really was missing.
Are like weird alcoves with what look like IKEA light up fucking twin mattresses that slide out. And there are these bitches and they're like they're just, I mean, let's call it what it is. They're busted.
Yeah.
And they're under thin sheets.
Yeah, it's because like you said, it is like a very stone ruins sort of architecture. And then out of these little like alcoves come these glowing light up beds.
It is like surrealist.
Yes. And that's what I love about it.
No, it looks good. The other thing that I like about it is the fact that like they almost seem to go in and out at like a random interval.
Yes.
It reminded me of this is so stupid. It reminded me of a Simon, one of those Simon games. That and you have to remember the order. It's like, is he just playing this with fucking these naked chicks all day?
Yeah, because it's like these writhing, sensual bodies under these thin sheets, but then they are covered in blood.
Well, it's not only that, but also as you remove the blanket, there's nothing underneath. So that is the worst torture available for Frank, who is a creature of the flesh, a perverted sex addict. They are always there to almost see, but to see and to touch is impossible.
Yeah. Frank has to live. His hell is to live in this sexy morgue.
Can't he just have like a Frank Jack? You know?
I suppose.
Why is it hell? I don't know. There's got to be worse fates.
Yeah.
It's like my hell would be to have to swallow glass and hornets. Do you know what I mean? Like that's my hell. Bugs would definitely be involved to some capacity, whether it's a cockroach or a hornet. Because I'm scared of hornets because they hurt, and I'm scared of cockroaches because of a phobia. So, cockroach hornets. That's my hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're introduced to Uncle Frank Cotton here.
Yeah.
Still played by Sean Chapman. Underworld in '85, Hellraiser and the Fourth Protocol in '87, and then Psychosis in 2010. He comes out of the shadows. He doesn't even try. He basically is just like, I tricked you to get you here. That was never your dad. That was me. And then he starts doing his creepy uncle thing again. He's a one-trick pony, this guy. Yeah.
She like smooches him on the neck and is
she plays into it for just a second.
Yeah, and then to get away from him, and then she's like, okay, I'll never touch you. You're a sick pervert. And then Julia shows up.
Yeah. And because Kirsty like takes one of the sheets off the figures and there's nothing underneath, but then she tosses it over and it catches fire from a candle.
Yeah.
So it starts the whole chamber on fire.
And all of the chambers with these IKEA beds and these writhing women, all of them like furnace flames out of them, and you just hear all the women are like, yeah. It's like, oh, they like this? And then you're like, oh, right, this is what movie I'm watching.
Yeah.
But yeah, Julia shows up with Tiffany. And I love this because Frank's like, get over here. Like, you're my girl. Get over here right now. And Julia's like, bitch, I own this place.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the boss here. And then she exacts her revenge on Franklin.
Right.
Is it Franklin? Do you think it's short for Franklin? Or do you think it's short for Frankie Freako?
It's not. He is not that cool.
He's a freak, though.
He is a freak, though.
But in a bad way.
Yeah.
It's Franklin Freakazoid. That's his full name.
But yeah, she like also kind of like tricks him into thinking for a moment that she's, into him still. And then she tears his heart out.
Yeah.
And this gives, Kirsty and Tiffany time to escape. Julia, like, there's like a wall that opens up and it's like a vortex opens and it's like sucking all the air out and they're like holding onto the wall.
I don't understand this, but it's hell.
And then
it's also like a surrealist interpretation of hell. So I don't know how much we're supposed to, but it's like, do you guys just have like weird, like horizontal tornado corridors?
Oh yeah.
They're like, baby boy, everybody knows about the weather corridors.
That's a big feature here in hell. You're going to learn to love it.
IKEA beds that go in and out of brick alcoves. Weather corridors.
Yeah.
Big rhombus trapezoid things that float around in their god. And you can get turned into a sex creep Cenobite.
Yeah.
Which means a member of a monastic order.
That is true. Also, you can still get, giant cinnamon rolls for $1.
Oh,
so
I love it.
I mean, that makes it worth it, I think.
We got to go
the
to
trade-off to hell.
Because I got to get some furniture. And we have to have a talk about our friendship.
Oh, God.
It will be bad. This is the last episode we're recording of this show. Yeah, so they trick Julia, whose skin keeps coming off, to go into this hallway. And she's walking, and she's got the little puzzle cube that is now the same shape
like
as a
stretched
Leviathan.
diamond. Yeah.
She's walking. She's got her hands on the wall. And then she gets
because she like stretches her hand out and Tiffany looks like she's gonna like save her, and so she grabs her arm, and then
she's like holding what looks to be like a dishwashing glove, but it's got fingernails.
because Julia is sucked out of her own skin.
Yeah.
Into this vortex,
Bodily.
leaving just the empty skin behind, and it's hilarious.
So if she works, it doesn't matter. I was going to say, if she works for the god here, and this is like her domain, where did she go? Is it like a reset button of like, fuck, I got sucked into like the black hole. I start from the beginning of the maze.
Yeah, that must be it. Or is she back in the mattress again? And like, is she physically in the mattress and she's just like, fingers crossed, she's like, I hope somebody bleeds on this thing soon.
That's the funniest possibility, is that she is stuck in the mattress again. She's like, fuck, I have to finger so many guys' brain stems just to get my fucking skin suit back.
Yeah.
It's like,
and ladies.
It's like, have you, do you remember Doug?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Doug goes into his closet and it's his outfit like 24 times?
Yeah, that's basically my closet.
Yeah, by the end of it, it's just a closet full of her whole skin, like a onesie on hangers. And she's like, well, which me am I going to be today? I'm going to be the one who's a sex creep. And then she winks.
It's like they're all that. It's always the same choice.
All that and a bag of tricks.
Oh.
Which aren't for kids.
For kids.
For you.
Like Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh, nice.
Where are we? The finale. Basically.
We get to find out what happened to Dr. Channard.
Yeah. Kirsty and Tiffany, they're escaping.
They're getting out.
But then
they go to the precipice where you can see the labyrinth underneath.
Yeah. Okay. You made a reference to the Whitest Kids You Know sketch, Opus, last weekend.
Yeah.
Or last week with Hellraiser. And so I will do a much similar thing.
Okay.
Same sketch.
Okay.
But part 2 instead of part 4, where they're like, we're looking for the world's largest diamond. I wonder where that could be. There it is. And they see the Leviathan. And then they eventually realize that they're in hell.
Yeah, and they need to get the puzzle box, which they see the shape, and then Tiffany's like, oh, fuck, that's right. She goes to get it. Right before this, Channard steps out of his fucking Doctor Who police box of sex pervert torture.
What it looks like is whenever you're solving the cube, the second thing that it does is like that back portion slides up.
Yeah, it's like an odd place.
And that is what this looks like. It's almost like he goes into a giant
like a puzzle box. Yeah. But when he comes out, he's blue. His hands
Dabba-die.
Yes, very good. His hands have little mouths. They look like squid beaks. They are disgusting. And then when he gets out, a giant worm is floating in the sky.
Yeah.
Sticks in his brains.
Yeah. It has like a little, almost like a flower head that opens up, and then like a little bit spins around and stabs him in the brain.
And when it does, he busts.
Yeah. He seems to like it a bit.
And then it carries him around.
Yeah.
No, but I really do like the performance here. I love the, he looks at himself and the leather that he's clad in, and the way his skin is like bleached and stretched and taut and bleeding. And the first line he says is, I wonder why I ever hesitated. Yeah. And it's like, that's pretty fucking dark. But then here's the thing. I like his design, and I like the almost weirdly bioorganic thing that he brings to the Cenobites, because they all seem to be metallic to some degree. The Chatterer has shit in his mouth. Butterball has the glasses that look like they go into his head.
Yeah.
Pinhead has all the nails. Deep Throat has this weird metallic halo in her neck. And he's got the wires on his face, but ultimately it's his quote powers all seem to be this weird wormy shit because he's the worm man.
Yeah. Yeah. Because his hands become his fingers become serpentine. And they have blades and
flowers,
drill
and
bits,
fingers, all kinds. It's whatever that needs. Now
it's all stop motion whenever we see that, and it looks like the stop motion in Beetlejuice.
Yeah, it's very time capsule-y because we are almost now at the point where I would say we are in the movies that now look too good for stop motion. The camera quality, the way the film looks, the way it all is color graded, everything looks good. Yeah. So the stop motion looks bad.
It stands out.
Yeah. I wouldn't have done stop motion, even if it's just less of an effect with a puppet. I think that would have been better.
I am someone who stands stop motion.
I usually do too.
Even when it sticks out, I like to see it. It's like the stop motion in, Evil Dead 2.
Or like Jason and the Argonauts, something like that. Yeah. But anyway, he chases them. They leave hell. Tiffany remembers that Julia's skin had the puzzle box in its hand. So they've got the puzzle box.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think you're skipping ahead because they escape several times, several times.
Yeah.
Because this is, once they leave him for this time, they bump into the Cenobites. I think this is where our clip comes in, honestly.
Oh, yeah. I guess I had forgotten that there's another, because the scene is so similar to
it's very similar.
Because I have notes on this.
Yeah, they go into this dark room, and it's the standard, like we got from the first film of like, the Cenobites are hanging out in their clubhouse, and there's chains, and there's hooks, and there's pillars with like body parts on it, and they're just spinning around.
Yeah. Once again, Pinhead's like, hey, Kirsty, you're going to come with us. They say nothing about Tiffany because they've already made up their minds that Tiffany is not a problem. She has no beef with them, no meef with them. She's allowed to leave.
Yeah, but that is in and of itself is like, is that part of the game? Like,
yeah,
she's free to leave if she can figure out how.
Fair enough. But yeah, this is where the human of it all kind of comes out of the wash, where Dr. Channard bursts in. He is the worm man. He taunts them because Kirsty is like, all I want is information. It's our clip. The information is she shows him that picture of himself.
Yeah, Elliot Spencer.
Yeah. And they all kind of seem to have that flicker of remember of, oh, yeah, I guess I was. Yeah. And then Channard shows up and the worms come out of his hands and then he fires them like dart spear bullets.
Yeah.
But every time they stick into one of the Cenobites, it's Deep Throat, then Butterball, then the Chatterer, and then he slits Pinhead's throat.
Yeah.
But every time he kills them, they turn back into a human.
Right.
Now,
and the Chatterer seems to be like almost a kid. He's so much younger.
So you think it's a kid, but it's not.
You
know what it is? It's a leprechaun.
What?
That's Glubden.
That's Glubden?
Glubden's son.
Yeah.
Who followed me outside.
Right.
Famous character
on the Third Channel podcast.
In the annals of the Third Channel podcast's history. Right. That's who plays that's who the Chatterer is.
Wow.
He's Glubden.
Wow, I didn't realize.
It's because I made it up. What? I'm crazy.
You can do that?
Yeah, you can just lie.
You can just go on the internet and lie.
And then a Deep Throat is like a pretty lady, like a pretty brunette lady who falls down.
Oh, she was already a pretty lady. What are you talking about?
Oh.
You don't like Deep Throat? You don't like the bald, pale?
You get to fuck one. Do you fuck Deep Throat as is, neck all open with the thing and the gaunt jaw and everything? Or Julia without skin on?
She's so wet.
I'm founded from the top of this episode saying that you're a little bit of a pervert.
I don't know.
Because I fuck Butterball. You know, it would feel great. More cushion in every way for that pushing. Yeah. But he's just a big old fat person. Sorry, let me say that like Buffalo Bill. Is he just some big old fat person? Whatever. I'm not good at that one.
Yeah.
I've never tried. And then Channard slits Pinhead's throat and he like turns Elliot Spencer, I guess. He turns to Kirsty and is almost like, don't worry, I got this. And then his throat gets slit. Yeah. It's like, what did you have?
It is this bizarre, like knowing look to her and like a nod of like thanks, but I got this. But then it's like, no, you don't, pal. Like,
because that's the other thing is like he makes a bunch of hooks attached to him,
right?
And then none of that matters,
no,
because he uses his wormy scythes to slice them all off because he's the worm man. And Pinhead's like, fuck, but he turns and he's like, trust me, all part of the plan. And it's like, Pinhead, what the fuck? You know why? Because when those pins came out of his head, they each took a little bit of brain with them.
Oh, okay.
So, but they leave. They run away.
Yeah, and It is such a strange. Why does he do that?
I don't know.
It is another, like, if the them being human thing isn't already like something that people have a problem with in this film, it's how quickly they are all killed by Channard. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I think people give a shit about that stuff way too much.
yeah,
Like, well, Pinhead's no, Pinhead is a sex pervert that was punished for all eternity for reaching a level of perversion that is unrestrained by humankind, and hell claimed his soul. He's just an extra dimensional pervert. There's not it's cool. That's interesting.
yeah.
But I don't know why people like power scale, like who wins in a fight, but it's hell, like Pinhead. Like, I don't know. Channard has become Worm. He is Shahalud. and look, who wins in a fight, the Shahalud or the Muad'Dib? Now I don't mean Muad'Dib is like a name. I mean literally like a little sand mouse.
Little sound mouse. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the sandworm eats it up.
Yeah, definitely.
The worm.
He barely tastes it.
Yeah.
It's like nothing to him. It's
Yeah.
like a grain of salt.
Yeah, it's like if you eat a bowl of ice cream and there's a Dippin' Dot in it.
Yeah.
And somebody's like, "Did you enjoy your Dippin' Dot?" You're like, "I didn't even know I ate it." You're like, "Stop."
I want a bowl of ice cream now that instead of like sprinkles, it is Dippin' Dots.
Yeah.
It's just more ice cream on my ice cream.
I just like to imagine. I'm like, "Hey man, do you like your bowl of ice cream?" And you're like, "Oh, stop putting Dippin' Dots in my food."
And then like you know how sometimes you get like a piece of the cone
Yeah.
as like a topping and it's like stuck in there.
Yeah.
But it's a sliver of astronaut ice cream. Like, all right, so it's just more ice cream on the ice cream.
And the bowl is ice. Let's
Yeah,
just keep adding frozen things to it.
I want to try that.
Okay.
I got nothing else left, folks.
Guys, you could tip us. You could buy us a coffee, which we'll just use that money to buy Derek an extravagant frozen meal.
Yeah. We'll live stream it.
Yeah.
That'll make it worth your dime and your time.
It could be a dime though. That's fine.
Yeah. We'll take it. Before they phase those out, like the pennies.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got way off track.
Yes.
Which is completely not like this show. Typically we are right on it.
No, we are as straight as a scalpel plugged into the mouth of a weird wormy tentacle that comes out of the squid beak in the hand of a man who's quickly become a member of a monastic order.
A Cenobite, one might say.
The Worm Man.
But yeah, Channard traps Kirsty and Tiffany. This is where they end up kind of back in the hospital.
Yeah, it's like they go through the front door, and there's there was no reason to mention this before, but there's a bunch of inmates that are all in these kind of communal beds to be like looked after, and they are all dead because they were all of them being made by Channard to solve these puzzle boxes, and from them hooks had all come out and they were like stuck in their faces, but now they're all dead.
Yeah. And this is where like Tiffany gets flashes of memories of what Channard did to her and her mother in this hospital. And so this is where she finally decides like, we need to get the puzzle box and use that to solve it, to get out of here. And, so then they go back and they find Julia's flayed off skin,
which is, it looks like a rubber hazmat suit with like a pretty good facsimile of her face.
Yeah.
Like
it's
a good effect.
And so Kirsty puts on Julia's skin.
Yeah.
To distract.
Which we don't know.
No. But it is, having watched the first film, it's like she has that same like blood outline around her, the hairline and things like that.
Yeah.
And so it's like you can put it together. But she is distracting Channard while Tiffany is then solving the cube.
She kisses him and excites his worm.
Yeah.
Because he's the Worm Man.
And but yeah, she solves the cube in reverse on this little platform underneath the Leviathan.
Which, as she does, the Leviathan is almost like switching its form to match what she's doing, or maybe if not at the same time, like right after.
Yeah.
But they do seem to mirror each other, which I find interesting.
And then Channard like fires his snake tentacles at Tiffany, but then they get embedded in the stone, like between her feet.
Do you see what my problem with this is, though? This is what I mean by the movie does something and then immediately does the opposite. It's like it's a really minor complaint, but it is like an easy complaint to have seen before you're done with the movie. And in the editing room, it's like, well, you wrote it. Seconds before, he's shooting them like bullets.
Yeah.
But now they get stuck in the ground. So yeah, they get embedded into the ground, and then the worm that is in his head is trying to pull him away. And so apparently the path of least resistance is just the middle of his fucking head. Because his head is like, and just like tears off. And the worm that's in his head is just like, okay, see you later. And it's like, well, where was it taking him in the first place?
Do you think it's gonna like the worm's gonna let go of that top part of his head and then just wait for the next person that comes down there and gets shoved into the box?
Like the question that I have is it's the thing of like, okay, so I went to a restaurant that's like a conveyor belt sushi restaurant.
Oh, right.
And they have the little robot that you put your drink order in, and the little robot rolls to your table and puts the drink order in. But imagine if that robot was controlled by the system but had a personality, and it's sitting and it's talking to you, and it's like, oh fuck, okay, I'll be back. And it's like, I'm not making you do this, and it like leaves and goes away. But it's like, is that what Channard's life was gonna just be like? It's like, you're in charge of whatever you want to do, but if the worm needs you, you have to go where the worm. And so he's like, he's fighting them. And he's like, no, not right now. And it's like, we have to leave. And he yanks his head off. And somewhere deep in the annals of the labyrinth, some guy needs to get tortured. And it's just the top part of the head hoves into view. And it's like, well, what is this? Is this my torture?
Yeah.
This is an easy day.
It's scary to look at.
Yeah, but every other day he's getting like
much worse.
Yeah, he's getting worms chomping on his balls or something terrible.
It is watching him move around. If you try and think of what his life is like, it falls into comedy pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Because it's like there's a point where Kirsty and Tiffany are running through. They're about to escape, or it looks like they're about to escape. They're running through the institute. And then he just like bursts through the window at the end of the hall, but he just floats in. He looks like Magneto.
You know what it looks like? Oh my God, it looks like fucking Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
It looks like when Beetlejuice is flying and he's like, ta-da, and he throws his hands out. But it's like, also, Channard looks so goddamn sleepy. Like his eyes are closed for the majority of it. And he's like got weird teeth.
Yeah.
It's all a good visual.
Oh, yeah,
it's striking and it's memorable, but it is a lot of weird decisions like that. But yeah, it's like, it's if you're familiar with like, This Is My Life Now, like that bit, it's like, yeah, this is my life now. I'm just a fucking worm crane game.
Yeah. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah, he's a wormy crane game. And you know what his prize is? His own face as it gets torn away from his. It's just so goddamn funny. Like, they wouldn't tear out first. Yeah. It's his skull gives way first.
I think this is where the film, just for like, if there's anything that it falters on, it's these moments where it's like, we just watched him take out the entire team of Cenobites without breaking a sweat.
I'm telling you, it's not Channard. It's the power of the worm.
Oh.
So the worm can take out the Cenobites, but if it was just Dr. Channard, he'd be like, oh, let me, I'm a guy, I work in a hospital, and Pinhead would have fucking, sounded him with a chicken bone.
With one of his pins.
The visual of you pretending to have just pulled it out of your head, because we all know where that would have gone in this, and I hate that.
And if you don't, Google it, guys.
Yeah. The movie ends very fast now.
Yeah. Kirsty peels off Julie. Well, because she goes to save Tiffany's been knocked off this platform she's hanging on. And so Tiffany, still dressed in Julia's skin, comes over to try and save her. And Tiffany's like, well, no.
Yeah, I'm not letting you touch me.
And so she starts peeling like you start seeing pieces of skin flip off, and she pulls her up. And then I like the transition of like, you have the actress playing Julia and they have half of her face done up where you can see the blood underneath. Like
then it's reverse shot.
And then, we get Tiffany's reaction and then you get her removing the rest of it. But now it's Ashley.
But she looks
Lawrence.
insane because she's covered in blood.
Yeah. But I don't know.
And then they hug each other, and I was like, "That's a wet hug."
And
gross.
yeah, a lot of wet in this.
Yeah. It's a wet flick.
This is a real slick flick.
Yeah.
But yeah, they run out of hell. I think that the engineer was supposed to show up at some point in this, but that got cut. There's another famous scene that like they've talked about forever. People always ask about of like, because apparently there's this picture of them on like one of the early VHS boxes or something where it's Pinhead and the female Cenobite, and they're in like surgeon's outfit, like with the mask over their mouths.
Okay.
And they're like, well, what is this? And then it's like, okay, there was this whole scene that we were going to do.
How does Pinhead wear a surgical mask?
Well, that was the problem. Doug Bradley explains it on the Arrow 4K that I have.
Okay.
And he's like, okay, I'm going to tell the same story that I've told countless people at countless conventions over the years. There was this scene where originally, and part of the scene was shot. They just didn't finish all the special effects and all the stuff. But at some point when Kirsty and Tiffany are running around, they go down the elevator into that hallway of like the padded rooms.
Okay.
And before they get to the end, these two doctors walk out and they're in full surgical mask, head coverings, all this. And they're like, hey, you're not supposed to be down here. There's, whatever. And then that was then going to be revealed. Like their masks start filling with blood. And they eventually pull them off, and it is Pinhead and the female Cenobite. But then Doug, like whenever they start setting this scene up, he's like in the surgical costume over his Pinhead costume, and he's like, "How am I supposed to wear this mask? Because it's going to be, an inch away from my face because I have an
inch and a half fucking nail that sticks out of my upper lip,
so it's going to look weird." Is the point of this scene is I'm supposed to be tricking Kirsty? She's not supposed to know immediately who I am. Well, the mask only covers the bottom half of my face. The top half is still bald, shock white, and covered in pins.
My eyes don't have corneas.
How is this going to work? And so they set up this whole thing, and they're like, yeah, this isn't going to work.
Yeah. And he was like, yeah, I know. I just fucking told you.
So you get like parts of it on the Blu-ray, but yeah, they could never make the effects work to how they wanted to pay off the scene. It's like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So that was on the cutting room floor. The engineer, I think, was cutting room floor, but just once the budget got slashed, a lot of this just had to go away.
Well, and you can tell the budget got slashed because without exaggeration, literally the Leviathan starts to close like the puzzle box. The doors of hell begin to shut. They run like fuck. They land right before the wall closes. They land back in the mental hospital in the Channard Institute. They laugh and they're like, "Oh my God, we made it." And then they leave.
Yeah, they just walk out the front door.
And then the credits roll.
Yeah, we get one little scene.
Okay.
Where there are two moving guys.
Oh, God.
And they're at Dr. Channard's house.
Yeah.
Not the hospital, his house.
Right, which is different.
It is
Maybe.
Maybe. It's on the property, I assume. But they are moving all of his belongings out of this house. And one of them goes upstairs into his office and is like, what is this filthy, bloody mattress in the middle of the floor? And he goes to touch it and he is pulled into the mattress. Mm-hmm. And then the other guy comes up and sees this and then witnesses one of the pillars rise up out of the mattress and it's spinning.
It's got like Julia's face and Channard's face, Pinhead's face is on it.
Yeah. The
Chatterer.
I was going to say the engineer is that his name? Yeah. The other like creature that they fought in the first one, his face is on there. There's this baby prop that was in like one of the flashback scenes
with a
from
stitched up mouth.
He's like sewing his mouth shut. Bunch of weird shit. Mm-hmm. And then eventually it turns around and the last face we see is the derelict homeless guy from the first movie, his face covered in crickets. And he says the opening line of "What's your pleasure, sir?" That's how we end.
What if the moving guy who sees that is like, because his buddy is like dragged halfway into a mattress and he sees this rise up and it does all that and it's like, "What is your pleasure, sir?" What if that guy was like, "I don't know, can I get a raise?" And it's like, "Yeah, I guess that's what you want." And it's like, I'm a talking head on a fucking post.
You don't have any other questions for me?
No.
Just a raise.
Yeah, I used to be a trucker. I've seen a lot of shit out here. It's like, you've seen enough shit that this doesn't bother you?
Doesn't move the needle.
Oh my God.
Doesn't move the pen.
I was going to say, speaking of needles. Okay. Well, yeah, it's a weird, like I said, it's a weird movie, but I like it.
Yeah.
And I'll go right into this because I want to keep the momentum of my positive attitude. I do recommend this movie. I don't even recommend it as, sometimes I give the caveat of like, I recommend it as a companion piece to the original. I do, but I also just recommend it because I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think it's creative. I think it's a great sequel, but I also think it's a good self-contained story. I think there's creepy shit in it. I think there's really good horror in it, body horror, visual horror, eldritch shit. I think that it tells a good story. It's not as tight. It's not as streamlined as the first one, but I almost think it's to this movie's benefit because I think the series does better when it's fucking crazy. That's what I said in the beginning of this. So yeah, I definitely recommend this one, and I didn't expect to. I didn't recall liking this very much, but I do. I like it quite a bit. Derek, do you recommend Hellbound, Hellraiser 2?
I do, in much the same way that I recommend the original. I do. I think that this is a good 1-2 punch of this. I think they work so well in tandem of, everything from the first movie kind of getting flipped on its head almost, and then being brought into, this is what we can do with a bigger budget. This is what we can do diving deeper into the lore in this one. And, similar, because it's shot by the same people, it's cut by the same people, and the special effects are done by the same people. So it's like, it looks like that first movie, but just double the budget.
Yeah.
Or triple the budget. And I don't know. They're like neck and neck for me of liking them.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I go back and forth on which one that I like more, because it is just the simplicity of that first story. And like, we've only got this amount of money. What can we do with that? It's my first time directing anything. These people are in a house and we got enough to do some cool special effects. That's what we're getting. And then this one is like, the matte paintings, the scale, the ideas behind hell. And then also, as like, we talk a lot about in the first movie of like the depravity of Frank and Julia and all, just how awful of people they are.
Right.
And then this is like, you look at Channard and the flashes that you get of the things that he has done as a doctor. And again, it's like, we're just diving into these like terrible, terrible, awful people.
And what I like about that is all of that being in a flashback of him. It's like from him being in hell and being curious and helping Julia do all this stuff. You think of him like you thought of Julia, like, oh, he's just kind of a sicko, but like, he's just kind of being taken advantage of. And then you realize like, oh no, he wants this real bad. He's just a fucking coward. Yeah. Nobody is redeemable except for Kirsty and then Tiffany maybe, but she doesn't say a lot, so we don't know.
Right.
She could be terrible.
She could also be terrible.
Yeah. The other thing I like is just the creative approach of all this. I like Clive Barker. I like the way that he designed these things to be all of the uniqueness of each of the Cenobites, including Channard, what he ends up being, the uniqueness of the rules and kind of what hell might look like. I mean, you can make a Cenobite out of goddamn near anything.
Yeah.
The one thing I know you wouldn't really be able to, like, I don't know, looking around the room, the one thing you wouldn't be able to make a Cenobite out of is like an analog CD player.
Certainly not.
Definitely
That'd
not.
be ridiculous.
If there's a Cenobite that's a CD player, I'll eat my foot.
Thanks for tuning into the Third Channel podcast. Please, if you have the time, rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any of your favorite podcast apps.
You can follow us on social media at Third Channel Podcast, and you can find me online at @DRosenberg.
You can also reach out to us at thirdchannelpodcast@gmail.com, where we check every message, we swear. Third Channel is hosted by PJ Minette
and Derek Rosenberg. Theme song and audio engineering by Fly Guy Ty.
The logo designed by Belle DeVelco.
Episode artwork by Nathan Walkington.
Keep it tuned right here to the Third Channel for all things horror. And remember, don't touch that dial.
Egg salad and eggs.